Sometimes, the hardest conversations we ever have are the ones we keep inside our own heads. You know, the voice I'm talking about, the one that tells you you're behind, you're late, you've missed your chance, that everyone else seems to be moving faster while you're standing still. Whether you're sitting on a busy train in London, stuck in traffic on a highway in New York, or lying awake at night staring at the ceiling, that voice can feel loud, heavy, and relentless. And I want to start by saying this: you are not the only one who hears it. A few years ago, a friend of mine who lives in Manchester told me something that changed the way I see success. He said, "I thought my life would look different by now." He had a good job, a stable income, the kind of life most people would call secure, but inside, he felt empty. He wasn't lost because he had nothing, he was lost because he knew he was capable of more. Across the ocean, another friend in Dallas shared something similar. He told me he used to sit in his car after work, hands on the steering wheel, and just breathe, not because he was tired of working, but because he was tired of working on something that didn't give his life meaning. Different countries, different cities. Same feeling. And that is the truth about modern life. We are more connected than ever, but many people quietly feel like they're falling behind in a race nobody explained the rules to. But here's the part most people never hear: feeling stuck is not a sign of failure. It is often the first sign of awakening. There is a moment, sometimes small, sometimes painful, when you realize you cannot live the rest of your life on autopilot. And that moment hurts. It can feel like confusion, restlessness, doubt, but in reality, it's the beginning of self-awareness. Think about some of the most powerful success stories we know. J.K. Rowling was a single mother living in Edinburgh, writing in cafes with a stroller beside her table, fighting rejection after rejection before Harry Potter ever existed in bookstores. Steve Jobs was fired from his own company before he returned years later and changed the tech world forever. Wayne "The Rock" Johnson once had only $7 in his pocket before his breakthrough career. Different paths. Same truth. Greatness rarely begins in comfort. It begins when life doesn't go as planned. It begins in those quiet, honest moments when you say, "I want more from my life than this, and am willing to do something about it." For some people, that means waking up earlier and working on a side project before their shift starts. For others, it means going back to school, starting a small business, moving cities, or simply choosing to treat themselves with more respect than they did yesterday. Progress doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like showing up when nobody is clapping for you. I remember hearing a story about a man in Boston who decided to start running every morning after his doctor warned him about his health. On his first run, he couldn't even make it halfway down the street without stopping. His chest burned. His legs felt heavy. People jogged past him with ease. But he kept showing up, rain, wind, cold mornings, one street at a time. A year later, he ran his first marathon. Not because he was the fastest, but because he was consistent. And that is one of the most powerful lessons in self-improvement. You don't change your life overnight, you change it quietly, in small decisions, repeated daily. You change it when you choose discipline over excuses. When you choose effort over comfort. When you choose growth over fear. And yes, fear will always be there. Fear of failing. Fear of being judged. Fear of starting too late. But here's something important I've learned: fear is not a sign to stop. It is a sign that what you're doing matters. Nobody fears things that don't matter. The people you admire, the entrepreneurs, creators, athletes, artists, they didn't become confident first and then take action. They took action first and confidence followed. If you wait until you feel ready, you will wait forever. Maybe you've tried before and things didn't work out. Maybe you launched something and nobody noticed. Maybe you worked hard and still came up short. Let me tell you this with honesty: failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is the training ground for success. Every setback teaches you something the easy road never could. It teaches resilience. It teaches humility. It teaches patience. And it proves to you that even when life knocks you down, you are capable of standing back up. One of the most powerful truths is this: you are not defined by your past, you are shaped by how you respond to it. The world you live in today, whether it's the busy streets of London, the suburbs of Chicago, the coastal towns of Brighton, or the neighborhoods of Los Angeles, is full of people quietly fighting battles you know nothing about. And yet, many of them still get up every morning, still show up to work, still care for their families, still dare to dream. That strength is not loud, but it is real. And you have it too. So if you're listening to this right now and you feel behind, breathe. You are not late, you are not stuck. Your story is still being written, and the chapter you're in right now is not the final one. Start with one thing, one habit, one goal, one promise to yourself. Read 10 pages a day, walk for 20 minutes, work on your craft for 1 hour, save a small amount each week, speak kindly to yourself. Small wins build momentum, and momentum builds belief, and once you begin to believe in yourself, everything changes. You stop comparing your journey to others, you stop measuring your value by your failures, you stop shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. Instead, you grow. You take risks. You create opportunities, you become someone your younger self would be proud of, not perfect but evolving, not fearless but brave, not finished but becoming. Your life will not change because you watched one video or heard one speech. It will change because something inside you decided, I deserve better and I am willing to work for it. So wherever you are, whoever you are, whatever your past has looked like, remember this: you are stronger than your doubts, you are more capable than your fears. And your future is still wide open. This is not the end of your story. This is the moment you begin to write the next chapter with courage, intention, and purpose. And one day, when you look back, you will realize this was the turning point, the moment you stopped waiting for your life to change and started changing it yourself.